look, I've been praying a lot. Just been praying a lot. I feel like the seal on my forehead is getting bigger. Must be knowledge that increases. I don't know. Man, Robin Hood, the stock, it went down today. It's a good thing I got AMTV for my fear porn stock market news. So you got to pick the right people. Get that guy, he has like 600 something thousand subscribers. Even he's letting you know Robin's Hood is going down today. Then you got to pick the best false prophet that you could find on YouTube. I mean, I found a bunch of yous, but one in particular that just keeps getting my attention. I for the life of me, I can't get away from him. It's that bomb scare today, or a gas scare. I didn't even see anything on the news yet. But I mean, I did. I watched ABC Live, and they played a clip. Actually, it was a live clip. They said, breaking news. They said that it was skyscrapers, or I don't know, the tall buildings all around Center City. They were all evacuated. That's why everybody was out there standing on their phone. It just didn't look normal. It didn't look like a normal lunch break. What other reason would they do that on, Skull and Bones Day? I mean, well, I know 3/22 is Skull and Bones Day, but today's still 3/22. There's enough twos in there with the 3 in front of it. But what else do they do when they set up something first? It's like now they got a clear target from every building around there, circling the William Penn building. Just remember, don't fornicate on God, okay? Just don't do it. Don't go to the other side because of the fear. Don't cheat on Christ. Don't do it. If you already accepted him, then you don't want to cheat. If you already accepted Satan, well, he was just here to deceive everybody. And he did a great job. Oh, that noise is because somebody threw their bottle out the window instead of putting it in a trash can. You see how there's even unnecessary noise in the world that shouldn't even be there? Did I do a video yesterday talking about today being the second 9/11? I'm pretty sure I did. And then I woke up this morning, I did another video saying, is this the day? 9/11, second one here in Philly. It's coming. It's on its way. Now, where I'm working at today, I'm further up in like Kensington. I didn't hear any helicopters. I didn't see anything. But when I went to drive to Dunkin' Donuts, which is on Spring Garden, then I seen a helicopter hovering over the 17th and JFK area. I mean, I was 3.5 blocks off from my distance that I seen where the helicopter was, because he was actually right above the William Penn building itself, directly above it, and a little bit down the street. So it's a gas odor. Well, actually, it didn't say gas. The news story said strong odor. And there is a strong odor that you can smell, if only if you have a nose to smell with. You can smell those things out. It's like, I'm smelling this all day, like in the morning, because I make sure I show you the time when I'm thinking it. I usually want to show you my other phone that has the date, so you can see the actual day itself, just in case. So I'm sniffing around, I smell, I don't know, like some kind of strong odor as I'm driving down Broad Street today, this morning, heading right towards the William Penn building. But I was gonna, I make a left off of Broad Street to go to my work. I remember after the shooting in Philadelphia, near the Temple University, right near Black and Noble bookstore. The same day Stephen Jameson made a video about Black and Nobility. And then Andrew said the same. I was talking that day about 311 get down. But that's neither here nor there. This incident today, it's preparing us for the explosion. AMTV is telling you Robin Hood is going down, or already did. Jonathan Kleck already told you Robin Hood. He didn't say Robbins, but you know damn well what he's talking about. And because he called me a nerd by name. All these connections. This is how I get my circumstantial evidence. My wife asked me yesterday. I remind her about the story about the guy that was poking holes in my pipes, and I was the only one that knew that he was doing what he was doing, and I couldn't prove it, but I knew that what I would do is I would gather so much circumstantial evidence around that one in particular person that needs to be held responsible for, and bury him with the circumstantial evidence, because what it does is it gets people thinking. All you got to do is think about it. I provide this and then think about it. She said, how did you prove that he did it? I said, because he got fired. That's the evidence right there. But I didn't have any evidence. In the beginning, I just had circumstantial evidence, and I had my letter, my opening statement, my closing argument, and my 7 facts of pages of in between of the guy's ordering habits. So this is the same damn thing with Jonathan Kleck and Stephen James and Sean. It's the same thing. I know what they're doing behind the scenes. I will prove. I already am. It's in the end, it'll all come together. All the circumstantial evidence surrounds the fact that Rich from Boston was talking about me the moment I started mocking him. That 300-something thousand subscriber channel. AMTV, same thing. There's videos where he's referencing me. Why is he referencing me? Well, I had to figure that out. Now, I always knew that, see, Stephen James tried this sometimes and act like he wasn't talking about specific people, but you caught on and you knew that he was talking about you. And then he started to really talk about me. And then he tried to do all those videos about me, and I couldn't understand why. And then come around, I get it. So then the final one is Jonathan Kleck. Jonathan Kleck's the main one that I needed to focus on at this time right now, because of who he is in the world, what clout he has, what character he's playing, and who he ain't. I'm telling you who Jonathan Kleck is. I'm telling you that he steals my material along with other false prophets. And they steal my, like Steve Fletcher. He would always take my Harold camping. He would start talking about him. But I know you know who he is, Steve Fletcher. I know that you know and you have heard of Harold Camping all the way through. You didn't deny it, but what I'm saying is his teachings, you copied it, and you're using it now. You're lying. He wasn't, and I am not either. He came up first, I come up last. You didn't listen to him, you'll be listening to me. The proof is, when these things happen, you'll see them after my channel shut down. It just happens to be this way. I mean, what else can I tell you? I came onto YouTube almost 3 years ago, and 35 months ago, I just happened to see what they're doing as they're doing it, and I just happen to fit in that place where I'm at. I'm just there at the right time. I don't know how else to tell you. I'm going to get a coffee today, and I see the helicopters, and I go drive down there, and I suspect that it's a bank robbery, but not yet. It will be. But today I seen the pregame show. This is how everybody's set up. It's like the media's set up. They're already getting their interviews with people in the crowds. I heard him. The other guy that set his camera up said, I wasn't even here for what's going. I was here for something else. I think immediately you like, well, no, I think you were here because you're getting footage from. Why else are you here with your professional camera with like looking like with other people? Come on now. I think I came across someone that knew what was going on. Matter of fact, you heard him on the recorder. I recorded him. I mean, not his face, but I was recording it, and I was asking him what's going on there, and he said he heard it was a gas leak or something like that. But I wasn't here for that. I guess he just happened to be there too, just like me. And I'll be damned. Like I was driving home from work back on August 14th of 2019, around 4:50 or something. 4:30. Yeah, it was like 4:50. I'm looking at my clock on the center console there, and it said, didn't it say 4:50? The time, and it was a shooting that I just happened to drive by as it was happening over on the other block. The timing of it, and that was the day I tarried on the toilet for 15 minutes. Or if I didn't do that, I would have been right in the line of fire. I would have got better footage. Today they're going to blame it. They have a reason for the second 9/11 to happen in Philadelphia, because they can now blame it on a gas explosion. You want to know something? An interesting fact? When I lived on 3569 Gull Street in Venango in Philadelphia, back when I was like 21, 22, 23, somewhere around there, I remember wait a minute. Well, yeah. So me and the girl I was with at the time, we were sleeping upstairs, and we're in the middle of the block. And on Venango, there's the row homes, the first four. They exploded because of a gas leak. That the tree that was like out front of my house, it lifted up the gas pipe and exploded, and the four houses blew apart, and people blew out of their windows, but nobody died either. They didn't even get hurt, but all we heard was boom. And then after that, I was pretty damn nervous because that tree out front was breaking up the concrete. Those houses just exploded and was basically like pretty much demolished. They already got the rumor that there was a gas odor in Philadelphia all around Center City. Not sure which one, no, I'm not sure, but it's looking like this is how I grab you people back over here in case you had doubt in what I'm telling you. At the very least, I grab your attention as I'm an agent. But I am not. The ones that already have no doubt what I'm telling you is for real, it's true, and I got my information from my dad. That's it. And what my dad, what he supplies, which is the internet. He's given me a big net, and I'm supposed to catch fish with this net. I laid it on the one side before, but then I realized you got to lay it on the right side too. Once you do that, you get both sides. You get the male and the female together, both of them. You get everybody to pay attention to what you're saying somehow or another. So I threw that net out there. I caught millions of freaking fish. I mean, these are facts. You can't even make this stuff up. You can't. I mean, you can. Jonathan Kleck is making everything up. He's been stealing my material for so long. I'm just telling you now. So I went to Walmart. I caught so many dirty little satyrs on that with that video, and you know, some of them you guys just had to get thrown back because you're flip flopping all over the place. You know, you just weren't sticking with the same damn story, and you really didn't want to hop on my boat anyway. So I threw yins off. You're just still clinging on to the side like planktons, but that's fine. You're close by. It's good enough. You're near my boat and you're close by. It's fine. So I threw this net out there, and I got, you know, like, there's a set of eyes on each individual person on planet Earth, and if you get 3 million of those eyeballs to watch you with something that you did, then technically you have 6 million eyeballs, because there's 2 in each person's head. But both of them should focus in on the same thing and see it. Therefore, there's 3 million eyeballs that caught on. And then there was at least 500 million eyeballs that caught on to the sky and the screenery opening and closing. That was all the way back in November 2017, both of those videos. I mean, after I got those types of videos to get everybody's attention, all of a sudden I started getting like little amount of views, and that's fine, because maybe it's true. I'm sure it ain't, but whatever. The view count is what it is on the inside, whether I see or you see the actual number itself, the true number. What does it matter? After I've already gotten everybody's attention like that, I mainly came here to get the attention of the one eye that's watching everybody. There's one eye. It's the eye of AI. It's A's eye. That eye can see everybody, everywhere. All of us. Even the 50 of you, the 450 of you, that one eyeball can see you. And Jonathan Kleck's one eyeball can see you also, through everybody else's lens, through everybody else's eye, as he says in his last video. Through everybody else's eye. There's one eye right here in the camera. At least now there is. He's able to see everybody in the world at any given time that he wants to. And you're not supposed to know that. I don't know, I just figured it out. Because I studied the world script, I paid attention to what people are doing and saying, paying attention to all their movements, paying attention to everything about them, the words that comes out of their mouth, how the Masons speak with, at the end of the sentence, and a period. And then the beginning of the next sentence is really the beginning of the first part is the second part, which you flip it over here, and then the second part is really the first part, or the first is the second. It's vice versa. And the period, just take the period away and continue the sentence, but flip it upside down and backwards. Then you get the truth. It's like, why don't you just speak plain English? It'd make it easier for you. Just speak the English. Just say it flat out. Nobody's going to believe you anyway. But it saves all of that work that you guys do with code talk. Who can see what we're doing? Who knows what we're doing? Anybody that knows how to pay attention to your codes. 100% no lying. I guess my testimony's true. Sorry, Robin Hood, and all your skills. I mean, the shills over there. I mean, there's a reason why they told you to read between the lines. Read between them. Right between those lines is a period. A true statement. My name, and no lying. The Lion of the tribe of Judah represents the truth. It's just a tribe from Judah that speaks the truth. We went in like lambs, we're coming out like lions. There's a tribe, and it's called Judah. The gas odor is the perfect excuse, and another theory, another suspicion as to why William Penn building blew up and the tower penis fell, like Notre Dame's fire. Back on April 15th, 2019, remember that? That was the 666 pattern jumping off. Because that was the beginning of it. And then, what was the next one? The Sri Lanka bombing 6 days later on the 20th, the 21st over there, 20th over here. And it wasn't the 27th, the shooting at, was it Poway? The church. It was the 666 pattern. Where the guy shot 6 times, six or 7 shots after that with his 666 reference. I did know that it was going to be Professor Plum going into the study and shooting it up with a revolver. That did take place. His name was John, by the way. I just didn't know. I didn't get his name. I don't know why I didn't think of John. Because, well, anyway. But John was there, lived with Steve and James, and John Click has everything to do with it. I didn't know that at the time. I know it now. Way too many coincidences with the Home Depot, and then the very next day, John over there in Dallas, Texas, the Home Depot number 75 got a strong whiff of a Johnny Click tornado. Click was so excited right before that tornado when he was out there setting it up. He hopped in his little studio, but he already had the video because he had it ready. That was his alibi to let you know, I was home. I was always in San Antonio. I couldn't have possibly been in Dallas, Texas, setting up my tornado to blow away the damn store, and then show you the next scene where, because there was a snake and a whale on, on the side over there with the tornado, showing you the August shooting that was coming up in San Diego in California, I believe it was, the high school, showing you the corner, the whale looking thing, and the snake up at the top. Slick, Johnny. See, I'm catching on to all your little schemes, and I'm putting a damper on your plan, and I'm wounding one of your heads. I mean, it's going to be healed, because as soon as you shut me down, that's the end of my voice on YouTube. I'm done. See you in 3 days. I'll never be on YouTube again, but I'll see you when that second 9/11 happens, because boy, will you remember what I said. I don't know if they're going to lock me up or just blow things up and say I was there and lock me up, or rapture me up out of here. I'm not sure how that works. I thought I was going to get raptured in 2011. I was a little premature. I thought we were going to float up and our clothes were going to be left behind. I literally thought that. I believed it. You fool me once, you can't fool me again. When second 9/11 happens, and I remember the first 9/11 happening, I was gung-ho. I had this nice little 97 Dodge Stealth. It was silver. I had it painted silver. Had nice little rims on there, a nice system. It sounded pretty nice. The stick shift, it had black leather. It was $4,500. One of my best friends that sells cars, he let me drive away with it for $2,000, and ever since then, he's a good friend. Bought a lot of cars off. But I drew on the back of there an American flag, like that, and I was saying like gung-ho American or something. Man, you fooled me once, you cannot fool me again. You guys are doing this in my hometown. Like, you're getting it set up today. Today was the setup. I mean, you guys are getting set up. Do you set up the holographic, the laser, like, beams now? Like, today, was that the setup? Or did you already have that set up where 5G towers, and I'm pretty sure, you got the sound going on anyway. The sound's coming from the 5G towers, those Bose speakers, and up in the sky. Where do you think those jet sounds are going to come from? Where do you think the xenomorphs, whatever Kleck's telling you is going to come from the sky? We're going to see that too. Man, he never thought. This is what they thought. They thought they were going to get away with this. They thought they were going to take Harold Camping, take everything that he taught, call him a false prophet, bury him on the local news channels all throughout everywhere. I remember hearing it on my local news. That means Harold Camping got his message throughout the entire world. Yes, he was premature. He knew. So they all copied him. They never thought for a second that a second person was going to actually pop up, stick up for Harold Camping, and continue the message all the way through to the very end. They never thought that. I never knew that. I never knew that that was going to happen either. But it's happening. It's just happening. I mean, who else is out there that has taken on Harold Camping, attached my name to him? I attached my name to him as soon as I put him out there without mocking him and sticking up for him. What have you guys called me all these years? Every time I mention Harold Camp, and some of yous, I actually got you to listen to him. And then you start listening for yourself. And then you're like, why did they call him a false prophet? Because he said the end of the world would happen on a specific date? So did I. I mean, I've made plenty of false predictions that didn't come true, but it wasn't a lie because I believed it. I believe what I'm saying. My poppy, is Harold Camping. He's my grandpappy. I stuck up for you, Harold. And I'm going to prove to the entire world who you are and why you came here in the first place. Well, not to the entire world. To the ones watching my channel. And everybody who's on in the inside who might not have, heard about him. I've helped you guys hear about him. See, it helps. It helps because I was attacked all the time, every time I'd bring up Harold Camping's name. Stephen James DeShawn was smart enough to know that all he has to do is he just has to bring up Harold Camping's name and stick up for him in a way, because he said, be careful what you call Harold Camping. And then afterwards, when I didn't bow down to him, he tried to use Harold Camping against to call him a false prophet, liar, and all that stuff. Like he didn't believe what he was saying. So everybody is copying off of Harold Camping. And I'm the only one that has stuck up for him publicly plenty of times. Now others have heard about him only because I mention him. Then you start listening to him. You have your own discernment. Then you realize he was just a guy that believed what he was saying. And hey, he got the entire world's attention. House of Israel. He got his. He got some of you guys to even turn and repent back then. I'm telling you, he did. You know it and I know it. But not all of yous. And then the subs that never heard of him, and then you go and watch him, and then, if you're part of the group that is like a Pharisee or Sadducee, well, then you're immediately not liking Harold Camping, and you're putting him down, you're judging him. I can't wait until that day, because I'm telling you who Harold Camping is, and I'm telling you who Jonathan Clegg is, what he's responsible for. He has the print of the money. It's his artwork. He's the one that had everybody print the money with his artwork on it. He's the one that folded up all the bills. He's the one that showed you the prior bombings and the future bombings. 17th JFK, second 9/11 as well. 17th JFK in Philadelphia, Bank, Penn Center, 8 Chase Bank, the William Penn building, 1400 JFK. It's all around there in JFK. That Met building is still in play. 3 events in a row, plus the 3 strikes. Well, it's 2 weeks for the first